Welcome, guys, to tonight's Sovereign Life team call. It's January 24th. Oh my God, we're almost done our first month of the new year. So a lot of things to announce and recognize. I'm happy to see you guys all here and present. And yeah, let's jump into tonight's call.
I love seeing everyone's face right now. Like,
No.
it just makes me want to hug you all.
I just want to give a quick shout out really quick to Luca, who's first, this is his first Sovereign Life team call. So warm welcome to Luca.
Welcome, Luca.
Welcome.
Squad.
Yeah,
we have a few recognizations to start our call off.
Recognition.
Guys, wait, can we talk about it for one quick second? This is like the one
recognitions.
Savannah loves it though. I think she just needs to create it as a part of her vocab. It literally has been trailing back since like the summer and we love it. It's so funny.
They're meaning that I say the word recognizations instead of recognition, or like, I don't know, I just say recognizations, and apparently I made the word up.
Yeah.
So
I do that all the time. I'll add like suffixes to things that like don't need suffixes.
yeah, like I got my own vocabulary. Anyways, I want to recognize Sophia for achieving Club Ki.
Thank you.
Congrats. And everybody that was on that scoreboard. I saw Sam, Zach was on there from the call. Who else was on there?
Oh my God, yeah, wait, I want to recognize everyone who was a part of my team last month. Rose, Ariana, Zach, you guys were all on there in terms of movement that you made in your business. Like, I think it was top PPV. And then, yeah, it was the top, how many names are on that list? And anyways, it was top PPV. So congratulations on your first ever recognition on the Nikken stage, because that was incredible. And there's only room for growth from here, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, shout out to my team. Couldn't have done it without you guys.
I also okay.
Oh, sorry, go ahead. So much to recognize. I also want to, there's so much to recognize. I also want to recognize Savannah and Elena, because I know you guys hit an important milestone in your businesses. Both of these two ladies received an $1,000 check, from what I understand. What's the context of that? In the week, in the month?
A week retail.
In the week. Wow, first $1,000 week. That's pretty good, Savannah. Congratulations. So proud of you. Sav, you have to tell us more about that story, because I know you were hitting a wall for a long time in terms of not only building your team, but also making sales. And it seems like you kind of found your groove.
Yeah, I think it really comes down to consistency. Like, I found myself in the when I first started, like, as I'm sure a lot of you have, focusing on one person, right? Like, we're trying to focus on one person because we just know they're so great and all this stuff and we love them, but like, that doesn't actually build a business. It also gives off the energy that you're too available to them. And honestly, I noticed when I became more detached from the person and just focused on expanding and sharing the message. I also got a lot more passionate about what I was doing. Like, I really started honing in on my why, which is something I want to talk about tonight in this call. I want us to, touch on like how we started and where we are now, and how we were not at all how we are now when we first started. But it really comes down to getting clear on why you are doing this. What is your why? And honestly, I've learned, like, I even got some tips from Zach, Zach, just from that one call, it made me realize, like, oh yeah, like, it doesn't have to be so let's have a conversation. It could be so simple. Like, a lot of my retail sales have come up just in conversation from people sharing things with me. And, I share with them my experience and how I use the products and how I've seen it help other people. And so it's just become more of a conversation and more natural in my life. And I think that's the big shift that has taken place for me. Yeah, but we'll talk more about that, I think, in tonight's call, because I think that's
totally.
I think that's all for the recognitions. But I would love to introduce, we have a new team member on this call, if you guys can see. Her name's Alyssa. So I want everyone to just welcome Alyssa into our call. I'm gonna add her into our group chat right after this because we just had our call. But Alyssa's studying law. What is it that you are doing exactly?
Hoping to take the LSAT again because I got a really bad score. But yeah, just working full time now and hoping to get out of the 9 to 5. Yeah.
Yeah. So from when me and Alyssa talked, she came to our call on Thursday, and she really resonated with what we were doing as a mission. She loves the community aspect of it. She loves that, you're not alone in this. There's a whole bunch of people supporting you. And freedom is her drive. From what we've discovered, is freedom is the big thing. And so, Alyssa, why don't you just tell us a little more about you, why you joined the business, what you're hoping to, get out of it, and just let the team know who you are.
Yeah. So yeah, my name. Basically, I just saw your stories, and I saw like that it was a big community trying to, build like wealth, freedom, and I just feel like this whole 9 to 5 thing, it's a matrix and we have to get out of it. So I saw this as like an opportunity to get out of it and also like make some friends. And I really like how you said that it's a support system, so I'm not alone in this. And yeah, so yeah, basically.
Well, we're excited to have you and to watch you grow. So welcome.
Thank you.
Alyssa, what did you hear on the call on Thursday that really sparked your interest?
No, nothing like specific, but just basically building a business that it's not like no deadlines and just it's on your own like time pace. Basically, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, we're happy to have you here. Welcome to the team.
And
I'm excited to get to know you a little bit more as well.
me too. Do you have a group chat or anything?
Yeah.
I'm gonna add you to that.
We
I'm
can
gonna-
like ask each other questions whenever we need to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told her we love questions.
We love them.
Yeah, I was telling Savannah like
Give it to us.
I'm a bit scared of reaching out and asking questions just because my boss at my current job, he literally shames us for asking questions. So Savannah reassured me that it was okay to, reach out and I'm not going to be like a burden. So yeah, that was really nice to hear.
You'll notice pretty quickly everyone's very active in the group chat. There's lots of questions.
Yeah, like and this is the thing, if you have a question, like there's 100% chance that somebody else has that same question.
Yeah, I think
and so yeah.
Sorry.
We want you to, by asking the question, like you benefit everyone.
Yeah, literally
Yeah.
someone last night asked about filtering water for a bathtub. And I literally had been thinking about this for like, honestly, since I started, because like when you're taking a bath, you are literally soaking in
I use my
disgusting
shower
water.
head.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah, and then Savannah was like, yeah, use the shower head, and then it just turned into this whole conversation.
Yeah.
So
I was also thinking that too, because even when I'm washing my hands, I'm just like, I should be using a filter.
In
we're
a
all
perfect
water
world,
snobs.
Day.
we're gonna have to
I'm-
call up the CEO and tell him to get on that. We want them for the sink, we
We
want them for the
faucets.
bathtub, we want them for everything.
Right now, I'm in Florida and like I'm from Ontario, but right now I'm in Florida. My friend Kate was here and I was showing her the water bottle. Made a sale. About to make a sale. Elena knows, not yet, but like I just have to get her info. But it's crazy. I put like our tap water here compared to the PMEG water. You can
PMEG.
smell the difference. PMEG?
Yeah, it's PMEG, just so you know,
PMEG.
it's not PMEG.
Because of pie life. I said that pie means life.
To get used
Yeah.
to.
Okay. Don't
I actually-
edit out that recorded part.
I do want to ask the team. Sorry.
Wow, damn.
No, the smell. You can smell the difference between the alkaline water and the tap water here. And the tap water here smells like sulfur.
Yeah. It makes such a, and imagine you're showering in that, like, ugh.
Girl.
I mean, I feel the difference in my hair and my skin since I left home, and I really miss my Nikan products.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I do want to ask the team, for someone like Alyssa who's just getting started, what's,
Wait, we
one.
have one more new member.
Oh,
Too. Let me just introduce them quick.
yeah. Oh,
And
I
then
just,
we'll do that. So we also have Sandra joining us tonight. Sandra is Moya's aunt, and Sandra was also on Thursday's call. And I mean, from what Moya told me, she hopped off the call and she was just like, I'm ready to go. Like, let's get it. So Sandra, if you can, I would love for you to just say a few words and tell the team just a bit about yourself and why you were so drawn to Nikan and to joining our mission here. Hello? Okay, well, if Sandra decides that she wants to speak up, I don't know if she stepped away from her phone. I know she was in a rush. We literally just got off a call as well, like right before this one.
Yeah, she may have stepped away. I'm gonna send her a quick text.
Yeah, send her a quick text, because if she can, I would love for her to introduce herself. But as Savannah was saying, team, let's open up the floor. What's advice you would give to Alyssa as a new member of the
why don't we
Sovereign Life team?
also add.
Sorry, guys.
you-
Sorry.
Oh,
I had
there we
mute
go.
my- Go ahead. I had mute my phone because my daughter had called.
No worries. Did you hear what I asked before?
No.
Okay, I just wanted to ask you to introduce yourself to the team and say a few words about why you were so drawn to this and what you heard on that Thursday night call that really made you decide to join.
Well, my name is Sandra Gerber, and I've always been into holistic medicines and stuff like that. And so when Moya told me about it, I was like, yep, I'm on. And then I come in and see you guys, the family dynamics and the way you guys, do the things and stick together. That's important to me.
I love that. And we're
Yeah.
so happy to have you here as part of our community, and to, grow and thrive with you and help share the message of wellness in a way that benefits everyone, And
Right.
congrats to Moya as well, because Moya, I know you've gone through your own personal struggles, and we're so happy that you decided to push through them and continue to hold the faith. And now it's like taking great care of yourself and having wins in your business. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And-
Couldn't do it without your support, guys.
Congrats.
All right.
So,
I would
team,
say on top of letting them know, a little 2 cents of your advice from getting started, I also want to ask you guys, what decisions you chose to start, what decisions you made when you started in terms of products, in terms of getting started, reaching out to people, think along those lines. Floor is open.
Was that one for me?
oh no, this
for-
is to our existing.
Yeah, just to give a little bit of advice, pointers from what they've learned.
Okay, so for me, I went with the water pack because I felt like that was the most prominent one at the time for me. I have 2 young kids, as many do know. They're 4 and 6. So as someone who grew very unhealthy, always drinking juice, like I did not drink water until probably like 4 or 5 years ago. So I'm changing that dynamic for my children. So I think water was really important to me. The fact that they had clean water, access to that, showering it as well. So that's one thing that's the product package I chose. And just like for me, for my mindset of like what for my business, like that, just follow the steps. Like it is just introducing people, writing down your 100 list and just going through the list, and also like removing the like attachment to the outcome, and more likely just like enjoying the process itself. So yes, as much as you're gonna want like your best friend or your sister, your mom to really join, not holding on to the fact that if they don't join, because then also it might bring you down, but just okay, like the goal is to educate people on the system, whether they chose to or do or not. That's completely up to them. But just saying like, yeah, I did my part is educating them. I did all of the steps. They said no. Okay, who knows? That's on to the next person. Because I think we like to say like every no leads us to a yes, closer to a yes. So yeah, just remembering that as well too. Commitment to the process, detachment from the outcome. Exactly. So yeah, that's what I use.
That is really, really great advice, Moya. Thank you so much for sharing.
Can I quickly say something in reply to Moya?
Mm-hmm. Please.
Cool. I just want to say, like, I always do this where I forget what I'm going to say. I feel like your journey to wellness is very important and individual to everyone. And I feel like even though, let's say you drank juice up until 5 years ago, your body has this beautiful innate ability to heal itself and to detox refined sugars, for example. And cell turnover happens faster when your intention is coming from a place of self-care and personal wellness gains. So you starting to drink water a couple years back is now part of you, and it's like not something that's a choice anymore, and you reap the benefits of that. And yeah, I just want to say something real quick.
Thank you.
So
yeah, no,
true.
I just, because I grew so unhealthy, I'm changing that whole dynamic for my children. So I feel like that was the best part. But it's true, like every move you make, it continues.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Savannah, I know that you kind of are going to take the lead in this call. And there's some things you want to discuss. Yeah. Well, I think I really want to.
I honestly, you know what I'm feeling right now? I don't know if anyone's. I feel like we need like a 2 minute like meditation. Can you like walk us through that? I feel like I need to get grounded a bit. I don't know if anyone's feeling that. I feel like we just need to like.
I mean, I don't know how much I'm going to be able to do in 2 minutes, 2 or 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Let's do a 5-minute meditation. How does everyone feel about that?
I'm actually down for that.
I'm so down.
I have so many jitters when I talk in front of a group of people. Let's do it.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I feel that.
Oh, take us away. Right. Let's get grounded.
All right. Are we playing music for this? Like, what's the vibe? I don't know how good my Wi-Fi is going to be right now.
I can put some on, or what do you need?
Just something relaxing. Okay, we're going to do a mind heart coherence meditation because it's probably the easiest thing to do in a short period of time, and it makes the most difference. Okay.
If you want, you can pin my video to get some Zen vibes with the Zen stand.
Let's do it.
Wait, what?
Some Zen circles.
Melissa got a water bottle and a necklace, so she just invested in her business. So I just want to. She literally did it right now. I'm just sad for her. Congratulations. Thank you. I'm stuck. Okay. All right.
Okay. All right. We don't really need music. Honestly, let's just do this.
Yeah, I'm just feeling
as we are
right now.
All right, I invite you all to close your eyes. To find a comfortable position with your spine upright and extended. And just to bring your attention to your breath. Just noticing the sensations as it rises and falls. Noticing where it is in your body, if it's in your chest or if it's in your abdomen. Noticing the feeling of the chair beneath you, the sounds that are present in your environment. Just observing them, witnessing them without judgment. Noticing the blackness behind your eyes. Noticing the sound of my voice. Tune into your senses. Use them to deeply ground you into this present moment, into here and now. And we're going to begin to slow our breath down. As we do this, we send a signal to our body that says, I am safe. So on the count of 3, we're going to inhale together for 5 counts, relatively slowly, and I'll count us in. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Continue that rhythm, and as you inhale, feel your belly expanding as far as it can go. And as you exhale, feel it contracting. Feel your belly button moving in towards your spine. With every exhale, I want you to relax a little bit deeper. Feel the tension melt from your shoulders and from your neck. Feel free to roll your neck and your shoulders if you need to. Imagine your eyelids getting heavier. Your body feeling heavier. I invite you to place your right hand over your heart. Feel your heart beating. Feel the warmth of your chest. Just feel this moment right here. And when you're ready, I want you to call forward into your awareness a moment in your life that you are truly grateful for. A moment where you felt pure bliss, pure presence, pure gratitude. You're alive. I want you to let that feeling of gratitude radiate out from your heart. And you can start to extend that to other moments in your life, other things in your life, people, places, experiences that you're grateful for. Maybe some that have not happened in the physical world yet, but that are on their way to you. And just continue to feel those waves of gratitude emanating out from your heart in all directions. Feel gratitude for all the beings on this call who are here in this moment with you. And when you guys are ready, we're going to take one more deep breath all together and then open our eyes. I'm going to count us in again. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Thanks, Soph.
Thank
That's
So
you.
you,
Yeah, that's
Leonie.
awesome.
Thank you. That was wonderful.
All right. That was great. So
Thank
we've
you,
got
guys.
like 15 minutes. So, and then Leanne's going to give us her presentation this week. And I think this week's call, we really want to talk about how we got started, because I think it's easy to see us where we are now, you know, talking to everyone on a call, leading calls, reaching out to people, walking you guys through the process, right? And it seems like, oh, they really got it together. Maybe you think that, maybe you don't think we got it together. I don't know. But the thing is that we didn't start like that at all. Every emotion, every uncertainty, every doubt that you have felt up until like from this very moment, from the moment you signed up, we all felt it, all three of us. Even though we grew up knowing the products, right? Even though the vision to us was so clear, we weren't as connected to it. And so I want to talk about how we got to where we are and why it's so important to have a why. So as I said, when we first got started, what we started to do was we, number one, recognized that we did not want to live a 9 to 5. We didn't want to suffer. We didn't want to survive. We didn't want to live for the weekend. We wanted to be free. We wanted to do the things that we like to do, as I'm sure everyone does, except we knew that we could do it. So this already in itself, this team that exists today, like, is even greater than what I imagined that it would be. And this is just the beginning. We're still at the beginning. But we had our doubts. Like, I wanted you guys to know, like, I was texting my dad, not even texting, we were living with my dad when we first started because we needed all the help. We asked him, hey, how do I respond to this person? How do I message this person? The contact and invite training that you guys have as a recording, we created that because that's what we learned. We learned all those processes. So that was a fundamental foundation into how we learned how to contact somebody. That's why it's so important to, not just watch the video, but take notes on it, actually analyze it, and put yourself in that scenario and start writing out your script to the person you're going to speak to. It might seem like fundamentals, but it really does help, because now I'm at a point where I don't need a script. I can just have a conversation with someone, tell them how I feel, tell them, be honest and real with them, but I didn't start like that. And so if that naturally comes to you, I know someone like Zach, that naturally came to him, but not everyone is like that. And that's why these things are in place. So, that was one thing that was really important in terms of getting started. But we also, there was a point where me, Ellen, and Sylvia all together were there's something, we had a doubt. We had a moment where I don't know if I could do this. And
I don't know if we want to do this.
We didn't know if we wanted to do it. Because I think we were realizing also how much work it was going to be.
We were realizing it was going to be a commitment, that we were actually going to be responsible for, not that we're responsible for your success, but we want to give you the best possible training and mentorship and community that we possibly can. And we know that's going to take a commitment from us, commitment of energy, commitment of time. And we hit a wall where we were shit, this is actually gonna require a lot from us.
Yeah, guys, I was telling,
it is scary.
I was telling Rose and Ariana right before this call that there was literally one day in the summer, all three of us hit the wall together, and I was just lying on my bedroom floor watching the water that I spilt over on my bedside table just drip from my bedside table. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna do this. Literally waiting for this to come to me.
I was worried because I was I want to go travel. How am I gonna travel? And if I have this business and I have these people who are relying on me and blah blah blah. Honestly, you create so many excuses in your mind and reasons in your mind why you can't do something. But that's all, they only exist in your mind,
And they always go back to very specific. It always goes back to what you believe about yourself. For example, I think I was afraid to actually be a leader. I was afraid to actually step into who I am. It seems very counterintuitive that someone would be afraid to be all that they are, but we are. We naturally are afraid of that.
Yeah.
And you face those walls, these times where you feel doubt, where you feel uncomfortable, where you feel oh, well, it's not everything that I thought it would be. Those are those moments that you're realizing, okay, this is something that's pushing me out of my comfort zone and it's getting me uncomfortable. But when it's uncomfortable, it's for a reason.
Yeah. One fear that I'm sure, you guys can raise your hand if you felt this first, because this was the number one fear that I was battling with myself, was the fear of how others would perceive me, the fear of rejection. Let me know if you've been feeling that at all since you started your business.
I felt that.
I would allow myself to go before I would even reach out to people 5 steps ahead, thinking about what they were going to think of me in the moment that I sent out that message.
How they were going to respond, how I would have to defend myself.
Yeah. The very first thing I said to Sophia before I even started my business, I wasn't even registered yet. And I was asking her, how are we going to deal with all the people who have so many reservations with network marketing? How are we going to deal with all the apprehension? I was already creating problems that I didn't even have answers to yet because I hadn't made the decision. So that fear of rejection, yeah, that was first and foremost for me.
Afraid of being honest about someone not liking you, being truthful, like being completely blunt. A big thing that we've started to realize when we first started doing this was a lot of people don't mean what they say. People say, I want this, I want this. And then when you give them an option for it, they say, oh, wait, no, I don't want that. Like, people don't mean what they say. But here's the thing. If they're not meaning what they say, and you're talking to someone that doesn't mean what they say, what areas of your life do you not mean what you say? And that became a theme. We started to ask ourselves that question. Where are we not being honest? Where do we not have integrity? If somebody that we're talking to isn't like that, where is the mirror? Because everything is a mirror. And so that's a big question to start asking yourself. You know, maybe you've experienced people that you felt rejected, or right away they brought up network marketing. What areas in your life, or maybe you've questioned network marketing yourself. I questioned it myself, but I didn't question it because I knew network marketing was bad. I questioned it because of everything that's been programmed into me from what I've heard. Meanwhile, here I am, I've grown up with network marketing. I know how incredible it is. And so we put all these scenarios in our head and it leads us one route, but really we're creating excuses because of fear. It always comes down to fear. So the two fundamental things that I found that got me through this barrier, and I think both Ellen and Sophia can agree, is number one, you need to have a strong why. You have to have root in it. You have to have enough skin in the game that you are not going to back out of what the vision is. It's not something that you can just wait, hold on, Ellen, I just want to finish this. It's not something that you can just like say like, oh yeah, it's still going to happen, so I could back out. I mean, it is going to happen. So yeah, you can back out, but that's not the mindset us three have. And I know we're the ones, leading these calls, helping people through it, getting you started, but the goal isn't for that to only be us. The goal is to have you guys doing these same things, right? And so in order for that to happen, it's gotta be you feeling like you have the skin in the game. Like this business would not operate without you, because it wouldn't, because there's something unique. Like we've said this to all of you when you first came, and we meant it. There's a unique quality that you have that is undeniable to who you are. And this business would be missing out on that if you didn't show up as who you are. And so, yeah, it will still go on, but you are valued in this business. Every single person matters in this business. And so it's key to get clear on the why.
Yeah. I want to touch on that for a second, because the only thing you need in this business is not qualifications. It's not skills. It's not a certain level of education.
You don't know biology, how products.
Yeah, it's none of that. None of that matters in this business. The only thing that matters, albeit the only thing in life that matters, is your commitment to succeed. And that only comes from having a why that makes you cry. That only comes from having a reason to do this. And we talk a lot about our vision, the Sovereign Life vision. I'm sure a number of you guys have heard us say it time and time again now, going through all of our calls. And we are so deeply connected to this. Like my why is this team right here, that what we're building as a community, as a movement. My why, my mission is, I feel that I'm here to help empower others to make a difference in their own life. And there's literally nothing that's going to stop me from doing that, from fulfilling that. That doesn't need to be your why. It's not meant to be. It's mine. It's unique to me. Maybe you resonate to some degree with it, but I'm not asking for it to be your why. I'm just asking you to get clear on what that looks like for you. What is your why? And if you don't know yet, keep asking yourself the question, because the reality is that if you treat this like a hobby, it'll cost you like a hobby. You treat this like a business, it'll pay you like a business. And that only comes from a desire to build a team. And that desire to build a team only comes from a desire to actually achieve your vision, your why in life, right? You don't try anything. You either do it or you don't. And so if you find yourself in that position where you feel like it is 1 foot in, 1 foot out, or maybe you're lacking the confidence, which is
Or
completely
you feel
natural
like you could just back out tomorrow.
in any moment, then I want you guys to ask yourself the question, what would be the thing that would essentially make you say, there's absolutely nothing stopping me from building this thing. There is absolutely nothing that's going to stand between me and this goal that I set out to accomplish. Ask yourself that question, get clear on that, and then leverage the vehicle that is in place for you, the resources that are in place for you, because the opportunity is objective. It's just as powerful today as it was 46 years ago, 30 years ago when my uncle started. You know, it's always going to be there, but it's what you do with it that makes the difference. And you need to know why you're doing it. And so I just wanted to jump in on that one a little bit.
Yeah, that was great.
You can continue there.
Yeah, and I mean, she really spoke on that. Like, again, you guys have heard a lot about our why, but did you want to say something?
I think we have to have both. I think you have to have a business why and a personal why.
Yes,
like totally.
Actually,
I'm like
that is one of the things we were also taught when we first got on here. We were asked,
I'm 3000% in on building the most influential wellness community on earth. Like, I am so excited to be part of that. That shit like makes me feel fulfilled in my life. Like, it gives me fulfillment.
And if you're, I just want to say, if you're not feeling that fulfillment with that vision, start thinking about what that actually means, because I think that's something, if you're part of this team, I think every single person on this team can connect to that vision, because that is literally what this business is. It's a wellness business, right? And so you have to look at in what areas of your life, what does that mean for you? Does it mean that everyone in your health, everyone in your family, you know, is healthy, and that's what makes you happy? Like, that's the connection there. Does it mean that you have a community of people that, you know, just get the way that you think, that, you know, want to raise the frequency, like, you know, we talk spirituality, right? Like, want to raise the frequency of the earth, like whatever way that resonates with you, you can frame that specific, you know, the largest global wellness community, you can frame that to that image. It exists. So just get clear on that. But that is a business why, right? Like, we all had to establish that, okay, our business why is, you know, creating this community. Like, that's part of our business why. But we also had an individual why. We all, you know, we want freedom, we want travel, we want we want to create, we want time. That's individual whys.
Yeah, but I want to challenge you a little bit though, because I truly I owe the success that I've had over the last 7 months in starting this to the goal that I had to travel for 6 months. And I made a decision on the day I was leaving. And I said that this business is going to fuel that experience for me. And that's the only reason that I was motivated to go as hard as I did in the first 6 months. Like, I was responsible for what, guys? Like 95% of the team that we had at that time, 90 to 95%. You know, Savannah and Elena weren't building their teams as much, not nearly as fast as like mine was building. It's because I was like, I'm leaving on this day. This is happening. So I gave myself a short-term goal. And that's also what motivated me to like give myself like weekly and monthly like sales goals, and like weekly and monthly goals for like my team members, like helping them achieve certain goals every week and every month. So I took it so seriously because I decided about something that I really wanted. I decided that I was going to make that happen, and it wasn't something that was far out, like in nowhere's land of like this future vision. Like, this was like a short-term goal of something that I really wanted. And I want to encourage you to think about what that thing is. What is the carrot you can put in front of you that's going to motivate you to push past all the fears and all the insecurities and all the reasons why not? You need to have that. That is what's going to give you like the energy to move forward and to create momentum in your business.
I also think
about like what do you really truly want? Like, yeah, you have your like grand vision of your life. What's the timeline? What does the next year have to look like? What does the next 6 months have to look like? What does the next 3 years have to look like? What does the next 5 have to look like? Like, start to think about things in shorter time periods and then give yourself a goal. Decide that it's going to happen and decide that Nika is going to be the vehicle, and watch how your actions start to change and how you start to take this business way more seriously. And how your results start to change in the process, you know, how you actually start to develop a team, you actually start to get a weekly and monthly paycheck, you know, like that's what it takes. It takes like having a why that makes you cry, but not something that's so intangible and far away. Something that you are like, that is right in front of you and that you are committed to and working towards every single day. Like, this is the thing that like gets you up in the morning. And I'm telling you guys, when you actually are like living it in real time, there's no better, like, I have no words. There's no better experience than to have imagined something and to have worked your ass off for it and then to fucking experience it in real life. That makes you fall in love with yourself and with life.
It also like
in so many ways.
All at once. You don't even realize when it's going to happen, and it just happens. You're like, oh, all that work paid off. So I know we have Leanne's portion, so I want to wrap this up. But before I do, there is a second key component, and that is the consistency with accountability. The reason I was able to consistently do it, keep going, keep investing my energy, my vision, my like envisioning, as much as it's important to be consistent in reaching out to people, it's important to be consistent in like envisioning what you want, into dreaming about your goals and your why. That is just as important to be consistent with. And I had Sophia and Elena. They were my two people that kept me accountable, because I had to show up and I was part of these calls. It couldn't just be them two. Like, I had to be, I mean, it could, but like, that's not what we signed up for. I had to be part of them. And I had them, at times where I felt a little off, they were going for it. So I was like, okay, remember why. That's why, number one, the team calls are really important. Helps you remember why you're doing this. Plugging into the group chats, plugging into, you can even have a conversation with your sponsor and say, hey, I want you to keep me accountable in this way. I know that sometimes I get a little lost. Sometimes I get a little doubtful on myself, but I want to do this. I'm committed to this goal 100%. You can keep me accountable in this way. And that's what we're here for, right? That's what every one of your sponsors are here for.
I want to say one quick thing just to touch on this, and then I swear we'll shift it over to you, Leanne. Because something I also realized is sometimes, like, sorry, we do this all the time, but the why itself can sometimes start with something as simple as, I don't like my current reality. I'm so like unhappy with where I'm currently at that I need a way to get out of it. Like, you can start there, right? Like, Soph had a goal by January. She knew she was going to be gone regardless of what she had in her bank account. So travel was important to her. But start with where you're currently at and ask yourself if you're really enjoying that. If it's a way to transition out of the 9 to 5, it's as simple as starting there and then expanding your vision forward. So anyway.
Can I ask something really quick?
Yeah, of course.
So for the three of you, when you were starting and when you were like, pretty doubtful and whatever, how did you promote like coaching and helping someone with their own business when you weren't maybe necessarily in the full swing of things, and it's like that imposter syndrome, like someone that's starting that wants to recruit people, but like
To be honest, yeah,
As
no,
it's
I hear what
golden.
you're saying.
Mhm.
We didn't promote ourselves that way. We didn't say like we're coaches and we're going to help you build this $1 million business. That's not what we said. We said, hey guys, we're starting this cool, awesome business. We have this like huge vision. We're so excited to build it. We would love for you to like see if maybe you want to build it with us.
Yes.
Luckily, we have this guy who is our dad who's done this before, and he's going to help all of us do it together.
Yes.
So like, what do you say? Like, that's really like and that's still the way I go about it. Like, I'm
Same.
still super transparent with people saying like, hey,
Me too.
I'm
by the
not
way,
there yet.
guys, like, I'm so grateful. Like, my friend is housing me right now in Guatemala because like I'm living on a backpacker budget, but luckily I could still continue to grow my business from where I am. And I think that's pretty cool.
Exactly.
So it's like total transparency, and that's what builds trust, and that's what makes people want to work with you.
Oh my God. That was actually such a key word right there, is total transparency. When I first started, I wasn't fully transparent. I thought I needed to hide things. I thought I needed to like, just naturally, you're afraid of how someone's going to respond. So you're not actually yourself. Like, you're afraid of saying the wrong thing. And this is one thing Eleanor reminds me of all the time. You can't say the wrong thing to the right person, but do be completely open and honest. Like, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I think I'm overly honest with you guys. Like, when we say like, yeah, I really don't know. Like, if you don't know something, say, I actually don't know, but hey, I know somebody that does. Why don't I get them on the phone with us? Like, be open and honest with people. That's what people want. And that's what we want to express. It's just, I know sometimes you get a little restrictive when you're nervous, but that's part of like this growth process is, I used to be somebody who was always so restrictive to, I feel a lot more relaxed now and I can regulate myself. And that's part of the growth. Like, I've learned that, but it's because I didn't give up when it was tough. I kept going. So that's the consistency. But thank you all for this call. I think it was great. I want to pass the baton.
Great question, Maddie, also.
Yeah, that
was
a great question. Pass the baton on to Leanne. I know we're a bit late. I'm sorry, guys. We do this a lot. It's just, we love to talk.
You guys. I will try and keep it super sweet. I do just want to roll off of what the three of you kind of said there in the sense of like the imposter syndrome. I lived that way. I'm turning 29 in a month. I lived that way almost for 28 years of my life. I grew up in Oakville. I played keep up with the Joneses, that whole thing. You got to have what your neighbor has, if not better. Something I've really, really learned is that being transparent, being vulnerable, two of the greatest things that you can have, because then nobody can come back to you and say, they can't tell you who you are. You know who you are and you stand proud in who you are and in your truth. And if that means being vulnerable and being messy and, messing something up, it is what it is. But at least you were your honest self in that sense. That's just to kind of wrap up there. But to go back, if you were on last week's call, the two words that I left everyone with, the first one being believe. And I kind of want to roll back into what Sophia was saying in the sense of, you have to believe in yourself. I actually have the word tattooed on my wrist, and the word itself has changed for me. When I first got this tattoo, I was 21, I believe, 20 or 21. And at the time for me, I was in a really dark place. And when I got the tattoo, for me, it meant believe that life will go on. Whatever's happening to you, whatever's being served on your plate, believe that life will go on. Now I look at this tattoo as a daily reminder. And for me, it's, believe everything happens for a reason, as it should, as it's supposed to pan out. As human beings, we want to try and control everything. To backtrack a little bit, we were talking, I think Elena, you had mentioned, like, what are people going to think? I'm jumping 5 steps ahead. Oh my God, they already hate me. Why am I even having this conversation? Like, and it's like, you can't control. All you have to do is just believe that, like, you believe in your product and in the company and in what you're building, and you're handing it to them and being like, I believe in this, and I believe that you would be great with it. So just, believe with me. And if you don't want to ride the wave, that's okay. And it kind of goes into what Sophia was saying as well, is she knew she was going to be traveling. I don't know how. I have no idea how it's going to happen, but I'm going to make it work. I believe in my vision so much that, like, I'm just going to figure it out. I believe in it so much, which takes me into the other word that I left everyone with, which was butterfly effect. for me, this has like the synchronicities with this term in the last month. Oh my goodness. Like if there was literal butterflies flying around, there'd be like 25 of them around my head. And I say that word in the sense of, as the actual saying itself is, you know, a butterfly flaps its wings in one place and it changes the course of something else. So for me, I use that term in how I ended up here today, knowing Savannah. To me, it goes back, oh gosh, to when I was like 14. Like when I was 14, a choice that I made got me to where I am today. And just to fast track the story is I was a competitive cheerleader in high school, which then took me to compete competitively out of high school when I was in college, but for a local team, which then took me to cheering for the Toronto Argonauts, which then led me to meet my coach, who's now my boss, who was also Savannah's boss for the company that she worked for, an event staffing company. So for me, I think back on all those patterns. There's 100 other things that kind of fall into place there too, but I'll spare you it all. Had I have not made that decision at 14, I wouldn't know Savannah today. I can guarantee you that our paths would never have crossed. So I think of it in the sense of like the decisions that you're making today for yourself, for your business, for your family, your friends, all these little, you know, stepping stones that we're kind of putting in place, all the feelers you're putting out, all the people that you're talking to. Somebody else made a comment, I think it might've been Rosemary, about the it's not a no, it's a not right now. Don't let anything discourage you in that sense, because what like the seeds you're planting today will eventually grow, they'll eventually unfold down the road. So I love to sit every now and then and kind of reminisce on like, where did I start and how did I end up where I am today? So I go back all the time and I thank my 14-year-old self for that choice that I made, because I wouldn't be who I am today. I actually would not be sitting here having this conversation and know this wonderful group of people. And that really just brings me to kind of my why, to tie in with what Savannah was saying, is the business and what these three women are building. I again kind of
All of us are building.
Pardon?
All of us.
Yes, but you are the three leaders that, you know, you're the three that were crazy enough to believe that you could make change in the world, and you found the rest of us crazies to roll with you. And I love it, because those who are crazy enough will change the world.
Can
you know
I
what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes, of course. So it goes back to the why of what we're building here now as this amazing team of, we want better for ourselves. We want better. We have to be the ones, the noisemakers, to shake everything up, to make the change that we want to see in the world. When you know better, you do better. And now we all know better. So let's do better.
And I love that. Like, let's make some noise, you know, like
great.
that's what we need to do. We need to make noise. We can't just sit here and like go about, like, leave this call, go about our lives like nothing ever happened, and then come back next Monday and have a great time. But then like go back to our week and like talk to no one, you know, like we need to make some fucking noise. That's how we're gonna do what we've
You
set
know
out to
better,
do.
you know better. I literally love that. Like, ignorance is not bliss.
Yes. Yes.
I absolutely adore that. It's like when you know what you know, don't not only want to implement that for yourself in your own life, but you want to share that with as many people as possible.
Yes. Again, it goes back to, why would I hide this beautiful company and product from everyone? Now I feel selfish.
Yeah.
Let me share the love with everyone. Let me share the
Let
help.
that inner shift happen.
Think about that. Think about who misses out when you decide to play small.
So share it with everyone. And if they say no, it's just a not right now, because eventually something will click for them. If not today, tomorrow, in 6 years from now, where they're like, oh my God, I actually do care about myself and love myself. Maybe I should change the water I'm drinking. If that's all it is, great.
Yep.
And if they don't, hey, you can't pull everyone up with you. Only the ones that want to come.
That's great.
Everything about that. Yeah.
I love that, Leanne. Thank you.
Thank you,
Well
ladies.
done. All right, guys. I think Zach's going next week, right?
Yeah, so I have a plan I'll run by you guys. So I don't know if any of you have met Christine, but she's like a quality prospect of mine that I'm like been trying to get for a while. So she's a yoga instructor, and she offers that as a service for like corporate companies. So she's part of a community. It's called CAV Community. and they do that. So I'm still trying to recruit her, but basically my idea was for 15 minutes at the beginning of next week's call. I already discussed it with her and she's available. And like I want to support her as well because she's like a close friend of mine. So I want to like hire her to do like a 15-minute thing with us to start. And then also I'm kind of scheming because like I'm trying to get her like involved. So this is just like, kind of like
It's recorded, right?
Like,
be a weasel,
recorded.
So-
She's gonna watch this later.
No, yeah, cut.
She's
Stop
gonna
recording.
watch it later. No.
But yeah,
Listen,
I don't know.
like
What do you
a-
guys think?
this is what I would say.
15-minute
I-
yoga.
Yeah, like it's just like what she does for corporate companies, and it'd be 15 minutes just for us.
I think that's something we can talk about, but that's not your segment. Your segment is you leading us, not her leading us.
Okay.
So
We
we can
want-
definitely still talk about doing that for next week if that works. But I want you to lead us.
Okay. I can still do it then, but I'll think of something else. But
Well,
yeah.
then, in that case, what we can do is maybe have her come, like we can do a separate call and it can be an opt-in, like anybody on the team who wants to be a part of it can join the call. We'll get numbers specifically so she has an idea.
Well, this is what I would say, Zach. I mean, let's see. Because I don't like the scheming. I'm gonna be honest with you.
No.
Like we said before, the transparency is very key. If we
Yeah, but
wanted
it's
to have,
also
I mean,
like
I would love to
you
have, I
would
would love
meet
to have her
us,
come
like-
do that for us. But like, you could tell her like, come lead this thing for us and then stay on the call after, because I want you to get a look behind the curtain and see what this community is all about and see how great of a fit it would be for you.
But like group calls are kind of for like people who are like involved with it, right? So
On the
I feel
team.
kind of bad bringing someone like that's not involved from the outside, you know?
Yeah, but you know what? If you feel that's the
What
right
about
call for
inviting
your
her to a
business, then
Tuesday-
I'll support it.
What about inviting her to a Tuesday night call?
Yeah, she's already been to like one of those. I just
did?
thought like maybe like I know it's kind of schemy, but like to meet the community, meet people like that are like her, like it's like kind of like a selling feature, you know?
To
That
give
she
her an
doesn't
opportunity to meet us.
Yeah, but if she's just coming on to teach yoga, like she's not gonna get
Yeah.
a feel for anything, you know? It's gonna be like one of her classes. Like you want her to stay on and listen after. So, yeah, that's what I would say. I would say just be open with it. And like I said, like we, like, yes, we have our process and yes, this is for team members, but we want you guys to also feel free making a call that you feel is best for your business. So like if this is somebody who's really important for you to have on your team and you're like, I want to give them the sneak behind the curtain, I want them to feel the energy of the team, we can do that, you know, like there's no rules. Like we have strategies, but no like hard rules. Like, you know, maybe one day you're like, Sophia, hey, I have this prospect and don't take this personally, but I don't want the ABC to be with you. I want it to be with Savannah or Elena or Sam or Moya or Mike, like whoever it is, or Zach, like, hey, I want it to be with Zach because I feel like you'd really vibe with Zach. Like we can do that there, you know, you have to decide what you think is best for like that particular person, you know? So yeah, there's been times, you know, sometimes I'll like invite somebody to come, like when I'm at home, I would invite somebody to come to my house. I wouldn't necessarily do that for everyone, you know, but if it was somebody who I felt like really would resonate and get value from that, then I would do that. So it depends on the person. Yeah.
Who would like, because of course we want people to want to do yoga. Like who, I don't know if we would do that for the call. I feel like it would have to be something else. I'm just
If
thinking.
anything, like we're all like, I feel like we could definitely use that once we do another in-person wellness event. Like she can for sure be there.
Yeah.
And also,
Good
Zach,
point.
I just want to add too, like I would, going back to like you having your segment next week, like I just feel like I can learn so much from you. So like definitely, you know, like you had your call with us before and told us how like your strengths in like talking to people. So like I have no doubt that there's other amazing things that you can tell us in like 10 minutes. And I would
What
love
I would like,
Totally.
I mean, I'm actually open to, because I know me and Elena were talking a bit, and she shared with me, you know, you kind of had an idea about like doing practical examples and like sales. I think that, and I'll just let the team guess on what that means, but I think that would be a really great segment. And I think, you know, with what that is, we can even push it to like a 20, 25-minute segment, if that's something that you would want to take on. Because I think sales is something that would be really practical and great for everybody to learn about
Totally.
in your perspective. So if
For like
you-
prospecting and building your team.
prospecting, that I think that would be a great segment for you to take on. And we can talk about how long you want to, like, we can accommodate with, again, with her, Christine. I think that I don't know if the yoga at the beginning of the class would work, because, you know, then it's like, does everyone want to do it? Like, I would do it, but like, I don't know who would want to do it. And then, you know, they'd have to have space, they'd have to have a mat. But I would definitely want to use her and definitely have a specific time. But I think with her, you just got to be completely open and honest of how badly this is important for her to explore. Like, I know she got on an ABC with Elena and you and me a while ago, but how's she come to the Life on Purpose call?
Like she went to one of the Thursday calls before our ABC.
Yeah, she came to a What It Takes call. She didn't come to the Life on Purpose call. So
She didn't come to Life on Purpose. Life on Purpose is a little different. I think just be completely open and honest with her of why you think this is for her and why it's really important for you to explore, and so that she can get to know the community. Like, again, I think I agree with Soap. Like, yes, these Monday night calls are for the team, but if you think that for your business, it's best that this prospect comes and listens in on the call, then invite her to listen in next week. And I think that's okay. Yeah. Sorry, we went a lot over. Sorry, did you have something to say, Zach?
No, that's good. I'll do like a sales thing next week.
Cool. Awesome. That's exciting. We will close it up. I did just want to mention one thing, because I think a lot of people also might perceive us to have an advantage per se, because we grew up with the products and the business. And I just wanted to put that into perspective and clarify that a bit, because you see us speaking about the products and knowing the products so well, but I can tell you, I did not know that when I was growing up. When I was growing up, I used the products and I just took the supplements, all that stuff, because I was told to. I was little. I knew that my body's favorite color was green, so I got to take barley grass, like the green times. Like, I didn't know why I was taking stuff. I knew that Pine Mag water was great. I still drank bottled water. I didn't know.
If you asked me before I started this business to explain Pine Mag water to somebody, I would not be able to.
Like, yes, we have an advantage in the mindset and the philosophy and the community, but no, we do not have an advantage any more than you do in regards to sales and selling and understanding. We do not know any of that. We learned it.
I just started as an entrepreneur 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like, you guys should have seen us. You guys should have seen us when because we never posted about these products before, like, we started our business, even though we were using them all the time. But like, when we actually started posting about them and like having those conversations in the DMs and like making sales and like having calls, like, you should have seen us running to our dad like every 5 seconds and be like,
I still do.
Okay, this person just said this now. Like, how would you reply to this? Like, they just said this now. How would you like? So that's what we want you to do with us. We want you to, like, in the midst of the conversation, like, send me a text, be like, how would you reply to this? Don't feel like you have to do anything on your own. If you invite somebody to a call and then they tell you, hey, yeah, I don't think it's for me, send me that message, because I will be able to walk you through that and navigate that conversation in a way that's not weird, that's not pushy, but that maybe opens them up to continuing to explore. And I've had times where people have like shut it down without really having the full picture, you know, and just with me like encouraging them to continue and showing them where their objections aren't actually real.
They're not
like, they're not actual realities. Like, that's the thing is like the worst thing for me is if somebody walks away believing a lie or like not having all the information, you know, and you're going to have those experiences and don't feel, and I know you're like, oh, but I don't want to be pushy. Your job is to be direct with people, you know, like you have to learn that skill. And that's something that we can help you do. And trust me, it was uncomfortable for me too. When I would go to my dad and ask him how to deal with it when I just wanted to be like, okay, cool, no problem. But he would be like,
oh my God. Guys, the amount of times my dad would be like, the amount of times my dad would literally be like, tell me to send something. I'm like, oh, I can't send that.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't say that.
When she was going silver.
I can't be honest with them.
So Soph literally came to us when she was going silver after spending a week with her dad alone, and she was like, I'm gonna puke. She goes, I literally said in something that I've never done in my entire life. I feel like I'm gonna puke.
That's so uncomfortable, guys.
The first call I was ever on was with Michael. And I remember we were like, oh, so what happens if like someone's asking you a lot of questions? Like, but the person's obviously being kind of rude about it. Michael's like, well, you just say to them, if I answer all these questions, are you going to buy my products?
Dude, that's something you would fucking say.
Oh my God.
My dad is so funny.
My dad's so good.
Like
he's so blunt, you know, but like,
oh my God.
But like it creates results, you know, like if somebody's being wishy-washy with you, like ask him what to say, because he will give you a response that's gonna give you, like they will have no choice but to answer, like straight
Sometimes
up.
even like I'll get my dad's response and then I'll take it and I'll say, okay, Elena, like can you filter it a little bit?
Yeah, like we'll filter it a bit, you know. But even like, oh my God, there was one prospect that I had, and this was like early in the beginning, and like she was like so serious about wellness, so serious about like creating like financial freedom for herself, so serious, like just literally was like the perfect fit for this. And she wouldn't even like take the time, like she wouldn't even get on an ABC with my dad, you know. And he told me, like, you have to, now it's your turn to say no first. You have to tell her that she doesn't mean what she does not mean. You know what? I think I actually might have the message.
Wait, let's actually be.
I'm gonna read the message.
I want to
guys,
say that though, because this even goes back to what Zach was saying. Listen,
I know, but should we make this another call because it's 9:20?
I know, but we're already in the leave, by the way. If you want to leave more than
no, it's short. It's short. It's a
Here,
good
if you
story.
wanna keep
Wait,
going,
I'm getting
if
to
you
a
guys
point.
are.
I'm getting to a point, guys. I'm getting to a point.
If you want to leave though, it's okay.
No,
but
okay.
it is value.
This has been my favorite team call, like
so far.
seriously.
Same. That's
I know.
I think we should have a call though about saying no first. I'm gonna write that down.
I think we need
It
to
changes your energy, you know? It changes your energy. Okay. So, okay, I did tone it down a bit because my dad can sometimes, you know, he can be a little much. Okay, so she had said to me, I've been wanting to set up this call with my dad. She said, hey, sorry, I've been so busy with work and other stuff. I'm definitely interested, but have to hold off right now. But maybe in a month or two, when things slow down a bit, I can give it more thought. Yeah, and like even like I had sent her some videos. She was just saying, haven't had a chance to watch, like not really taking it seriously. And so he told me, you have to say no first. This is something you're gonna do for yourself, for your energy.
Yeah.
And it's going to like shift your vibration as a leader. And like, I want you to do this. And I was like, okay. So this is what I wrote. Hey, Stephanie, thanks for getting back to me. The only reason I invited you into this process because you said to me that you wanted to be work optional, work and travel at the same time, have vacation homes in Italy, Costa Rica, and California, and own a business that includes personal development, the environment, and preventative health. She had said these words to me. So that's why I invited her into this process, because I was like, you're describing what I do.
Mm-hmm.
I've just handed you the keys to making that a reality, and your response is that you don't have time. I have no judgment at all towards you, and don't take me being harsh personally, but when I see somebody putting their dreams on the back burner, I can't help but be upfront. As I'm sure you know, success is never convenient. When you do decide to start making what you say you want a priority, hopefully there will still be an opportunity for us to work together. That was uncomfortable. So uncomfortable to send.
Yeah. Yeah. And that I was.
But you want to know something, guys? She's now my customer. She's now my customer. So I thought, like, after this, she's never going to talk to me again. She's never going to want to work with me again. Now she loves the product. She just placed an order with me this month. Like, and like she's placed previous orders with me. So
people want what they can't have.
Yeah, and it literally goes to show people like how serious you are about this. Like, it's not just a little like side thing. You're like, listen, like I believe in this, so you're with me or not. And if you're not, I don't have time for you. I like.
And also, like, imagine if you can be that person. If you can be that person that shows somebody, hey, maybe I'm not as serious about what I want as I think I am. Like, that is actually a gift that you can give someone.
It helps shift their mindset too of being like, oh my God, okay, I said all these things. I have to live my truth.
Yeah.
I was speaking it, let me live it.
Like that's why I was gonna say, don't try to fit a square peg into a round hole. Just because you think somebody is the perfect prospect because they have X, Y, and Z, they are not the perfect prospect if you're presenting the opportunity to them and they won't take the time to learn, to look through it. That in my mind is not a partner. That's not somebody that I'm looking to work with. When you're giving them, like Sophia said, the keys to the kingdom, the keys to everything that they're looking for, but they just can't find the time. So we don't chase, we don't convince, we just educate. And then we move forward with our energy. Honor your boundaries, guys, because you're worth a whole lot more.
I feel like it also takes a lot to shift people's mindsets from like an employee mindset where it's like someone's telling me what to do and like you kind of like put yourself in kind of a box and you don't, you know, think much of yourself because, you know, you're like the little guy. And then switching to like the entrepreneur mindset takes a lot of inner work. And like if you have any type of like childhood traumas, like any deeper like work, like shadow work that you need to be doing, it literally brings this all to the surface. And that's what I'm dealing with right now.
Yeah, not alone.
Yeah,
no.
Like you kind of push you and be like, okay, well, how bad do you want this though?
Exactly. That's why you saying that to that person is the best thing you can do for themselves because they probably haven't been called out on that up until that point in their life. And it'll make them think differently for sure.
Everything is hard. Choose your heart like that. No, Leanne said everything is hard. Choose your heart.
Yeah.
All right, well, this was actually a killer call, guys.
I know, guys. I love this one. Sorry.
I love like even just the amount of people speaking, the amount of people that have cameras on. Guys, we didn't have this when we first started. Also, like
we didn't have this like 2 months ago.
We didn't say, okay, well, we're gonna stop doing calls because people aren't participating. We continued.
People aren't showing up. People are coming on when their cameras off. They're not talking. Like, no, we were just
we kept showing up. We kept showing up because it's always a reflection of you. We kept showing up exactly as we are. And there's some result.
And we will continue to.
And we appreciate you all. Oh, I just hit myself. Okay.
All right, guys.
All right, guys. Let's have
I appreciate you guys.
I love you all.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Yes, this is amazing. And as a whole person in here, and it's a delight to just watch you guys just taking this to such a level. I love it.
Thank you.
We're so glad that you're going to be part of our community.
Thanks, Sandra.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Have a great night.
Good night.
Bye.